It's obviously good to end the season with a win at home. Um, tough start to the game until the last drive of the half. Not what we wanted, but from the last drive of the first half and then coming out in the second half to double dip and get 10 points right there in those two possessions, and then had the second half we had as a team was a great way to finish. Obviously, also, would love to be playing next week, and disappointed that we're going home. Wanted to get Justin that record. Also tough to come up 16 yards short or whatever it was. We tried to get him that screen at the end to do it, but weren't able to connect. So doesn't take away from the season he's had and the way he's played and the impact he's had for our offense, for our team. So hopefully we'll have other chances in the future to go get that record and get others, which I'll look forward to. But take any questions you have.
Kirk, Mike wasn't interested in being retrospective. How about yourself when you look back on this season, just what could have been, but the big picture about where this team is at? You want to be a part of it going forward, and how you feel about all that?
Yeah, it's good to see you, Rosie. It's been a little while, but it is difficult to be retrospective right now, coming out of the game and the season so closely removed from it. But certainly a lot of close losses. One possession games have been discussed, I would guess, and we did feel in so many games we were right there, and it wouldn't have taken much. And I'm sure most teams are saying that who aren't in the playoffs. But I do think this year was unique in how close we were in so many games. That's just the first thought off the top of my head, but there's certainly pieces to build on.
Kirk, Mike Zimmer mentioned that last night he talked to the team about how much the players have meant to him throughout his career. What was that moment like?
Yeah, he communicated his appreciation for us in the way that we come to work, and I would say right back to the coaching staff. They put in far more hours than we do as players, and so there's a tremendous appreciation both ways. And when you have a productive game, you realize how much the coach's game plan, how much the coach's play calls, their design, how much it puts you in a position to be successful, and how much you owe them. So he conveyed that to us last night from coaches to players, but certainly it goes both ways.
Kirk, how do you feel about all the rumors swirling around about Coach Zimmer's future, and was there a sense of the players wanting to play for their coach today?
I think we try to insulate ourselves as best as possible and kind of ignore the noise because we had a job to do today and wanted to get that job done. And I just think no matter what happens, it's never one person. We all have a hand in success. We all have a hand in when we come up short.
I feel like you got a good look at the future at receiver today, just seeing how the depth chart might look next year, being able to get Amir as many targets as he got and have a big day.
Yes, I was thrilled for Amir to get a couple big plays for us, and he's shown, going back to OTAs, his ability to make the big play. So that was no surprise today to see him do that. It's kind of wired into him. He's really good at that. I am excited for his future as a player. I was excited for the larger role that KJ got once Adam went down and the way KJ handled it and showed what he's capable of. But it also, Adam makes a big difference for us when he's out there. And so I missed him, not having him out there playing and play out. And then obviously Justin. So, you continue to develop your roster, but you also continue to lean on the guys who have done it for so long.
Did you get a sense for how much, or whether it was pretty important for Justin to get that record? Did you hear anything from him about it?
We talked all week, really. I mentioned it at his locker earlier this week that I'm aware of it. I didn't want him to ever think that I'm not aware of it, and that I want to help him the best I can. And he understands as a professional that the win comes first, that you got to play the game. You're not going to go chasing it. But we were close, and he had another great game. Doesn't take away from the fact he had a great game and a great season. I believe he got over 3,000 for his first 2 years in the NFL. That was something I wanted to do if we didn't get the record, was get over 3,000. So, and as I told him when I talked to him about the record, I said, Justin, we were asked in the spring, what does Justin Jefferson have to do this next year? And I said, nothing different. But you'd be surprised how challenging it is to just run it back and do it again and do it again and do it again. And I said, the great ones don't really do anything different. but they do it again and again and again. And I said, your challenge is going to be in year 3, 4, 5, 6 to look back and still be doing it year in and year out. And there's a lot of variables that affect that, but that's really going to be his challenge, and we'll see if he can do it, if we can do it, we'll see.
What did you see on the touchdown to him when it seemed like he was open for a while and then you just kind of gave him a chance at the end?
Yeah, they brought the corner blitz, which I didn't even realize coming out of the play action fake or the bootleg, and was trying to go through my progression. I was expecting him to come across the field. It's actually a post route, but he just felt like I'm going to stay down the sideline, so it kind of threw me off for a second. When Stock did a great job protecting so I could slide up. And I just felt this is one-on-one. It's been a tough day on offense, and we got our best player down in the end zone. Let's give him a chance. And I haven't talked to him about it, but I think he tried to kind of play dead a little bit, like the ball's not coming to me, so that the safety didn't react. And if he did that, he did a really good job of it because, he kind of was able to late hands it and make a great play.
On the touchdown to KJ, looked like Justin was pretty open.
Yeah.
I'll give him the record there.
Correct.
Did you give any thought to letting it rip on that side on that play?
It all happened so fast. I wish it was that easy to just, say, but I come out of the fake. They brought the nickel. Eddie came, and then I just trying to find the safety and work off him, and the safety didn't move. And so, I was kind of feeling like they're likely going to lean to Justin. They're likely going to double him. So odds-on favorite would be to work KJ. And honestly, KJ was far more covered than Justin was. So in hindsight, yeah, if I could hit the reset button, would love to hit JJ there, get the record and a touchdown for him. But great play by KJ as well.
Kirk, you talk about trying to ignore the noise, but it's pretty loud about the noise about there may be coaching changes. I know last week in Green Bay, P2 said he would love to see Zimmer back. Do you think it affected how you guys came out of the gate? And what are your thoughts now that the season is over? Would you like to see him back? What are your thoughts on it?
No, the noise that may be loud for you guys, I think that's your job. It probably should be loud for you. It's really quiet for me. I just kind of go to work. I don't do anything. I really insulate myself. So I just know I have a job to do and try to do that job the best I can. And that's that.
Kirk, do you like a 17-game regular season? It seems like a long grind. What do you think about it?
We had these meetings in Indianapolis. I remember talking about it, taking it to a vote with the reps from each team and, the back and forth. And there were pros to both sides of it. And, we did what we did. We settled on it. We settled on it right before, the COVID pandemic. So the timing was also interesting. And, you play your schedule, you do what you got to do, and it is what it is.
What was the difference in your game just turning things around after the rocky start today and getting a lot of pressure?
I think we hit a couple third downs. Amir got us going with that third down conversion. We had a couple runs that were able to get going. The bootlegs, I think, helped us in a few situations to get us going, and I think we converted a few more third downs and made a difference.
I know you touched upon your future coming up. I mean, you've got a $45 million cap number, and I think it's 21.6% of the cap. Are you willing?
He does his homework.
Are you willing to do anything to potentially alleviate that high percentage that would assure you're coming back, or how do you look at that?
I'll just, it's hard to have these conversations when I haven't given any thought, don't know any of those numbers, but I know that I want to be a Viking, and so that's kind of the foundation of it all. And from there, it's pretty easy to make those conversations happen when you want to be a Minnesota Viking.
The decision to play the starters today, how did you react to that? How did other players react to that?
I reacted, excited for the opportunity to get out and play. We wanted to win this game. Everybody did. I think the mood in the locker room after the game kind of reminded us all why we want to win it. I knew last year in Detroit how winning that last game, what that emotionally, feels like coming out of the season. So wanted to do that, and we want to put our best foot forward, and I think that's what the coaches enabled us to be able to do.
In the week heading into this game, did it feel like a low-stakes game?
I think it felt like a high-stakes game. I think it always does, and I think the Bears' defense is so good and it's been such a challenge for me to go against that you always kind of feel like you have to bring it, or you're not gonna put out a great showing. So it really felt like a high-stakes game. Alrighty, and if we're good, I'll just say, at the end of the season, you guys have a job to do. At times it's a difficult job. At times we're emotional and cantankerous and can be difficult, but appreciate the way you guys do your job and the excellence you put forth, the way you really try to study it and get it right and know what's going on. And I may or may not give you what you need to know most of the time, but appreciate the way you guys do your job and the way you kind of are the voice, to our fan base. And hopefully going forward, you all and me and our team will be talking in some post-game press conferences and some pretty big-time games, and that would be my goal, and hopefully we can make that happen. So, thanks, guys.
Thanks.